Hi, it's me, legend, icon, and star Trixie Mattel from Season 7 of RuPaul's Best Friend Race, and I'm here to talk to you about people who don't wear enough makeup. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna talk you through one of my favorite looks. This is from the finale of Season 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. The whole overall look was like a 90s holiday doll meets like early heatherette runway, just like bubblegum plastic fantasy, which is what my soul looks like. I'm gonna take you from this to this. I glue down my brows because I don't want to have those skinny little drag queen brows. I call it a day walker. When you see a drag queen during the day and they have like that skinny little half eyebrow, makes you look like you're a confused Pokemon. If your look is to do purple brows, you could stop here. Pro tip, while you let these dry, you work on the bottom half of your face for speed. We're gonna start contouring, and my look is very, in the 60s, they took a plastic doll head and they put lines on its face to make it look like a person, but I do that on human man scale. So follow me here. So you start with a base color, and then you use other colors to kind of build around it. I like to use a big, buffing synthetic brush because it doesn't suck up the product because it's plastic bristles, not natural hairs. So we're gonna start with our light pieces, which is where you're gonna highlight. And remember guys, if you're not a good makeup artist, just do what I did, make it your thing. It's really good to wash your makeup sponge, or so I've heard. I prefer to use a sponge to a brush for this part because I want to marry it to the skin, I don't want to drag it around. Now I'm going to intensify the highlight with some white. This look uses a lot of white, so do not be afraid to go full birthday clown. This is when it gets technical. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm an amazing makeup artist who's changed lives. You're gonna take a flat synthetic brush in a deep, 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 like beautiful, rich chocolate color, and we're gonna get right in there and do a jaw. You could do a natural jaw, but let's be honest, you don't have that kind of bone structure. Then I use a sponge to soften the line. Then, this is when we're really getting Trixie Mattel. You gotta scoop out that big, brown, beautiful cheekbone. And then the cheeks started out as just a choice, and then everybody, that was my thing, and now I love it. It's my favorite part of my makeup. Look at that. It should be that dark. I know it looks crazy, but I'm telling you, we're going there. Now we're gonna do my nose. The Trixie Mattel nose is like a little white worm swimming in a bowl of chocolate pudding. I know it looks crazy, but when you have this much makeup on, you have to put a big, strong nose on too, or it looks dumb. I'm using the same flat synthetic brush with the same cream contour to do my nose as I did with my cheeks and my jaw. You wanna create a color relationship. And everywhere you create a shadow, you have to create a highlight. I'm gonna take this flat little synthetic brush, and that's what I'm gonna use to create that little white worm we talked about. If you don't draw your nose on straight, just tell people you broke it in high school playing football. One of my favorite parts, this is important, you gotta sharpen the contour with a highlight. So you apply a little bit of highlight, and then you use a flat little baby fluffy brush to clean it up. I mean, you want to see these cheeks from space. You want to look carved like a jack-o'-lantern. I was always very inspired also by India Ferris cheeks, because her cheeks are everything. So the bottom half of the face is pretty much laid down, so we are going to be powdering it. I like this powder that they've been selling forever. Katya and I both use it. It smells like elderly women, but it works fantastic. Powder is important because it makes the product sit and stay and not shine. Set it and forget it. You have to contour with cream first and then do powder. If you don't, that's like putting cake frosting on before you baked the cake. That's kind of what that's like. Dust away excess product. Just the same you dust away your haters. So now we're gonna set the highlights and the contours with highlight and contour powders for a more three-dimensional look. So that powder I just used sets the whole thing and it's basically see-through, but now I'm gonna be using a powder that is like the color of Max's neck in Kennedy Davenport's like rich cheek, and you kind of marry them together. Because it's a beautiful world and all colors of powder should be accessible to you. So I use a triangle shaped sponge. This is a Trixie Mattel secret to get in there and like get right up under that eye. So you can already see there's a lot more pop to it now. It's okay if your eyes water, if let's say you have allergies or miss famous singing. A lot of reasons you could cry. And you also want to hit right down here. So with highlighting, you want to hit like cheek, cheek, here, here, and then you sharpen under your contour. Then we're going to switch from the highlight to the contour because we're going to use this to cut into the cheeks. This is a pro tip. This is why you request paper statements from your student loan provider because you can use that to cut your cheek. It's really the only thing it's good for. Look at that. Now we're talking. Then we're going to use the brush to go in and fortify the contour you did along your jawline. All right, now we got to do your nose because you still look like Marv from Home Alone. Once you create your line, you just drag it down. So since the bottom half of the face is like close to done, we're gonna do something that I do for insurance. So while I do the rest of my face, I take that translucent powder from the beginning and I'm gonna lay gratuitous amounts across the high planes of my face. So I don't have to worry about messing it up. Even though good things happen to good people, sometimes you will get fallout, especially when you use as much product as we're about to use. This is a Trixie Mattel tip. My finishing layer of glue, I lick the glue stick. I don't think I'm gross. I just wasn't raised right. I'm from Wisconsin, so that, because it's non-toxic, you can use your spit to kind of break it down and make it smoother for that top finishing layer. And you could use water, but A, you don't know where that water came from, and B, there's a shortage in California. Then that final layer of glue, while it's still wet, I take that highlight powder, I'm gonna pound it right into that glue. Vanishing eyebrow. You could use the translucent powder, but this powder has pigment to it, so it helps cover it. To finish off the highlighting, I take a white, a real white, and I get right in there on that nose. So now it looks like a white crayon floating through the mud. That's what you want. Now we're gonna use our base foundation to finish the rest of the head. You know what? I find it's helpful to take the dirtiest pair of tights you can find. These ones, they don't smell great. It's just gonna keep the hair out of your face. This is the base color from the beginning and we have to put it on because we want the color relationship to match. So now that our brows are gone, we can marry it to the rest of the face. So we're gonna take that really rich chocolate colored cream and we're gonna make your forehead look smaller. So I do like a ring of brown and then just bring it down. If you're me, your eyebrows are gonna go up to here anyway, but you know, it's part of the process. Then we're gonna take the cream highlight and we're just gonna hit the middle of your face and bounce it out. Translucent powder. You can really get in there and give some pressure because that glue could still be wet and you want it to really dry out. Now I look like the little girl from My Sister's Keeper. That's cool. You gotta put on blush. I don't understand all these new drag queens who don't wear blush. I mean, come on. I'm using a really hot eyeshadow because this look, I mean, the picture, it's a pink cheek. I mean, we are going to work. Yes! I love blush. It makes me so happy. I have a relationship with the color pink. It's just something about it. It's like fresh batteries. Just seeing the color just makes me feel like I want to go out there and live my life. Look at that. Come on. Why would you not wear blush? It's like the best part. And I know it looks like you've cooked your face with the George Foreman girl, but that's what you want. I like to tap blush into the skin, not scrub. Scrubbing is moving it, and I'm placing it where I want it. Looking great. Oh my God. I'm the best makeup artist that has ever lived. So this is how you start the face. And now we're gonna move on to eyes. We're gonna move on to the eyes. Remember, the eyes are the window to the whole soul. My eyes have kind of become my thing. So we start with eyeliner. My eyeliner is strong, geometric, and snatched upwards. You don't want to draw it straight out because we want the eye to look like it's being pulled up and out. So I like to go in, and trust me here, I know this looks crazy, you're covering your whole eyelid and we're going straight up. I like to use a cream, just a cream, because I find it's easy to work with and very black. Bob the drag queen was watching me do this once and he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "This is my eyeliner." Kimchi and I put the eyeliner on. Kimchi and I are actually from the same market of drag, so we come from a world where you put on a lot of makeup. It's what you do. I have never been half the makeup artist she is. Do you see what I mean? Don't think linear this way, think up and out. I know what you're thinking. Why is he so good at this? Because I'm chosen. That's why. This look is a lot of eyeliner. You have to go bigger. I mean, it's a lot. I purchased this eyeliner about 2 weeks ago. It's about half gone. That's how much eyeliner I use. Didn't you guys gag to see like RuPaul on my makeup? I think she would look beautiful. I think she would look just, because she already has a pretty face, she would look like her, but like, you know, birthday clown fantasy. Trixie Mattel, the eyes have it, and your liner is on point. And when I say geometric, when you turn your head, it should look, do you see how it's like a triangle? You don't want swoopy, you want like whoosh, like lightning. I have very small eyes, as you can see, and I like to both elongate the eye, not just outward, but inward. So creating a little more here makes it look like I have a lusher, longer lash, in theory. I end up looking more like a jack-o'-lantern that got spray painted pink, but it's my fantasy. Don't ever let anybody tell you anything about your makeup, ever in your whole life. Famous comedian Eddie Murphy says, "My advice is to never take anyone's advice," and that's how I feel about makeup. Nobody ever got anywhere by looking like everybody else. And then you want to check for symmetry. Yep, perfect. So we are going to set this later, but we're going to move on. This look has a lot of blue. A lot of blue. When you're about to use as much color as I'm about to use, there's two things you want to do first. You want to take translucent powder and put that safety net underneath, because if blue falls down here and it mixes with your skin tone, it looks terrible. We're going to use an eyeshadow base as well to make sure that the product sticks to my skin. Think of this as like adhesive that you'd put down to make something stick to paper. The blue shadow, it's a little deeper in shade for a blue. We're going to start sketching out the shape of the crease, which is kind of a more up here kind of fantasy. With blues especially, I find it's helpful to work light to dark because blues can feel black very quickly. Blues are a little harder to blend too because blue's not a color that you really find in your skin tone. You can blend browns and blacks and stuff because it's kind of part of nature, but this isn't a natural look. So I'm just going up above this blue with a fluffy brush. Using a pink brush is fun, gets you in the spirit, and this softens the upper half. Blue's a great color for your eyes too, because if you have dark eyes, I feel like it makes your eyes look a little warmer and richer. If you have blue eyes, it makes your eyes look bluer. If you have green eyes, it makes your eyes look greener. It's just a cool eyeshadow. People ask me, "Trixie, how long have you known that you were the best makeup artist that ever lived?" And I look at them and I say, I've always known, you know? So that's all cute and all, but that's still a little bit of a light blue. And what I did for this look, instead of using a dark blue, I just took a fluffy brush. I added some black. This is a full black. A completely bulletproof black, and I'm going to use that to kind of add into this crease area to deepen it. So you see how you're marrying the black to the blue? That's really what we want, because now you've got a dark blue that doesn't look totally black because you've got some color here. I know what you're thinking, "Tracy, there's no eyelid," but there's going to be an eyelid. Calm down. So then, this is when it gets serious. I'm gonna take this light blue liner. So beautiful. And this is how we're gonna create this eyelid moment. Yes. I believe that children are the future. I believe that blue eyeliner on your eyelid is the future. And then here's how I get the end perfect. I overdraw it, and I just go in with my black liner and paint over it. And that's how you get the end like perfect, see? Nobody knows. You don't let people tell you what to do. You just stand up and say, you know what, Dad, I'm in 7th grade and I just do whatever I want. All my friends can wear makeup, why can't I? And you're not even my real dad anyway. You finish off this look by creating a crease. When you look at my picture, you can actually see I went in and sketched a black line, like a lid fold, because I think that it looks real, or I think it looks a little more finished. Yes! God, I'm amazing! Finish off by taking a flat liner brush and that black shadow. And you're gonna soften that black line just a little bit. You want it sharp, but you don't want it to look sketched on. You do want it to look like it belongs. Look at that. You see how patting it helps. You don't want to scrub because that's gonna move the product too much, but we call this tap blending in the makeup industry. We're gonna finish off the eyelid. If you notice in the picture, it's pretty white in the inner corner. So I'm actually gonna whiten the inner blue a little bit. This helps if you're working on symmetry. Instead of looking at one side or the other, look at the center and do it, and then you can see both. So the pretty much eye shape is pretty much done. You have to do what's around it to kind of finish it. So now we're gonna do the brow. On this day, I chose to have a brow that literally, if you watch the episode, the end of my tail of my brow is so high, it's under my wig. And that only happens to me. And I like to use a thin little baby pencil to kind of sketch it out. I like to do little hairs like this because it looks more real. And I'm super concerned with realness. And then I like to use 2 different colors for your brows because I think it looks more dynamic. So I go in and also add hairs of a varying color. So then we're gonna do, I like to draw the brow like that, but you wouldn't leave it like that because that's like Tammy Brown in like a house fire. I like to sketch around the brow with highlight. The negative space. See, that creates it. So then we're gonna add even more with white under the brow. So then we're gonna set the brow bone with that beautiful crisp white. This look is a lot, you know, it's a huge drawn out like Technicolor eye, but I like to make an impact on people through the artistry of makeup. My advice to a new drag queen is figure out your look and figure out a low maintenance look, because if you put a lot of makeup on like I do, you can never wear less makeup than that, or people think that you are lazy. Like, be Katya, put on a red lip and like smoke a cigarette, and they're like, oh, you. If I don't wear bottom lashes, they're like, I wish you cared about your job. I'm like, God. I'm setting the brow and the upper brow with just that translucent powder. I'm gonna go in and deepen the crease because now that I have a brow and a highlight, I kind of have a escape of how much space I want to take up. And I know that at this look, I had a really crazy high crease. Do you guys ever look in the mirror and you think, why am I the most beautiful drag queen that's ever lived on this whole earth? So now we're gonna add some glitter because I'm Trixie Mattel and I run this show. So I'm gonna throw on some more powder under here because I don't want anything falling. And the liner we put on is still kind of wet, so I can just press this glitter into it and it will stay. Something Raja taught me is you can use like a latex-based lash adhesive and mix it with water, and that's what you can use to adhere your glitter as well. So we're gonna brush away the extra because it doesn't need to be there anymore. You can already see this eye is kind of taking shape now, but I wouldn't be Trixie Mattel without like a swimming pool amount of white eyeliner on. My eyeliner is probably the favorite part of my look because when people see my face, I think it's the thing that they remember the most. And I like that it gives you that dolly kind of like a theatrical kind of feel to it. So I start in the middle, and I had a lot on this day, so like go to town. If you're like pretty and you want to do a softer version too, you could do less white, but I love that white just, it opens your eye up. And when you do a lot of it, it takes it to that like, you know, Sunday brunch in Provincetown level of psychopath makeup. Now we're gonna use that white. We're gonna set it. The only way to get your white really white is using clown white and then setting it with white shadow. That's the only way to get your white eyeliner to be like white, 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 white. And I like to leave it, you see how it's bigger in the middle, and then, because that's gonna fit our shape of like, if we draw the liner like this, you know it matches that kind of angular shape. Blend under my eye with blue. I think the important thing with makeup too is the type of makeup you do on yourself should match the type of drag you do. So I'll take a fluffy brush and just kind of buff out the bottom. Finish out the bottom, I do take a little black, just kind of sketch right on the edge for a little more depth there. We're pretty much close to the end. At this point you do look crazy, but bad things happen to bad people. So we're gonna add some mascara, because by this point your lashes will probably be all powdery from all the heavy application. You just want it to be black. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that glitter from before and just press it into the inner eye. See that? I mean, glitter makes something pop, so make the parts of your eyes that you want to come out pop, you know? So now we're gonna put on lashes. Lashes are probably my favorite thing about drag, because at this point I do get full Ed Gein, and so the lashes help me go from Ed Gein to like, who's she? You know? I wear 6 pairs of 301 lashes on the top, and then I wear a pair on the bottom. So if you're following along at home, that's 14 eyelashes on my face. But let me live my life. This is who I am. I like to squirt it on my hand and then use the end of the tube. Oh, it looks so dirty. Ew, it just looks like I'm putting like polio in my eyes. You let it dry for a second, and while you let it get tacky, you think about your hopes and dreams. And then it's ready. And then my eye makeup is so big, and you see I just place it in my crease. Boom. Because I wear it so high up, I don't have to worry about it hitting the lash. I don't have to worry about it being in the lash line. Before we do the bottom lashes, we are going to put in the contacts. I like to put in eye drops because when you're a legendary, famous gay icon, you don't sleep, so your eyes are always kind of tired. I like blue because when you do as much makeup as I do, your real eye color gets lost when you have this much makeup on. So I think this helps the eyeball be more proportional to the eyelid and the eye shape that you created. We need more blush. I mean, this is full clown party right now, like, but that's the look. And then this is one of my favorite ways to finish the highlight. Take actual white, and I take this brush, pinch it like that into a fan, and I place it like that. I loved this look because it wore my favorite pair of bottom lashes. And then placement for this is pretty important because this can really make the whole bottom look terrible. You want to follow that line that we drew in with the blue. See that? Isn't that beautiful? If your lash won't stick like this, just keep going. Your whole act is going to go downhill anyway. And those are my eyes. Trick or treat. So the next part of this look is a lip, and it's important to draw it on big and vibrant, and it's perfect for fake smiling when you take 6th. So I start with a little guide in the center, and on the outer, and I just connect them. It is important when you do Trixie makeup, you draw the lip on so big that you want to use something matte because you don't want something glossy sitting up here on your upper lip or it gets really gross. You go in here, you liberally apply this color. Boom! And now, congratulations, you're the most beautiful drag queen that's ever lived. Now that you have the most beautiful makeup in the world, it's time to put on the most beautiful dress and the most beautiful hair and jewelry. BRB! Yay, now you're dressed to impress / disappoint. So here we are. It's a great look. The look was inspired by Heatherette, and I actually got one of the original designers from Heatherette to make this, so living my fantasy. And then my hair I do myself because I'm both a superstar and a technician. I created the hair because I wanted this big kind of cascading 90s like evening gown Barbie moment. So then we're going to use a special kind of adhesive called spirit gum to adhere the hairline. So I start on the side. I kind of trace the hair. And this is something maybe only I do. I use the teeth of a comb to get right through the hair and adhere to the skin. That's what I do anyway. If the hair covers the end of your eyebrow, then you did this look right. This is a great bow. I love it because it's pink and plastic like me. Then you can use a couple large bobby pins. And look at that. Now you look great. Once your hair is pinned in and your bow is pinned into your hair and it's all pulled into your scalp, you just smile anyway and you're good to go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my look from the season 7 finale of RuPaul's Best Friend Race. Looks pretty good. If you wish you were me right now, it's natural. Everyone does. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.